the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Nigeria Armed Forces, President Muhammadu Buhari, and his lovely wife. I know all protocols have actually been established, but please permit me to just recognize maybe about 10 people here before I go ahead with my address. All the visiting head of states that are here with us, the Vice President and his lovely wife, the Senate President and his wife, Speaker and his wife, the Chairman of today, General Yakubu Gowon, special guest of honor, Baba Olusegun Obasanjo. Our Chairman, APC Chair, is here. Our leader, Asiwaju, is here, traditional rulers, religious leaders, the Federal Executive Councils, my brother governors, distinguished senators and members of the House of Rep, members of the Federal Executive Council, all the service chiefs, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. President Muhammadu Buhari, who is our president, is being celebrated today. It is a huge pleasure for me to address this most distinguished gathering on behalf of the organizing committee for today's book launch. I therefore welcome all of you, particularly our elders, statesmen, traditional and religious leaders, members of diplomatic corps, scholars, and my brother governors to this program. The committee wishes to express deep gratitude to all guests present for a number of reasons. The first is that you chose to be here to honor Mr. President and the distinguished author, Professor John Panden, despite your very tight schedule, when you are not ordinarily obliged to do so. The invite to this book presentation made it very clear that it's neither a state nor official program, and attendance is not a matter of duty, but entirely voluntary. Secondly, as the notice was so short, we also regard it as our polite duty to extend courtesies and appreciate the attendees. As you may already be aware, Professor John Panden, a great academic, though American, is no stranger to our country. Some 30 years ago, he published the biography of one of our revered elders, Alhaji Sir Ahmadu Bello. We learned that he also did some work with some of our universities at different times. The organizing committee salutes his industry, scholarship, and more importantly, his friendship and love for Nigeria. During the course of this program, we will take his remarks. I believe he will let us into his world and the inspiration for writing about our president, President Muhammadu Buhari, a retired officer and gentleman that fate and providence has trusted with the onerous responsibility of leading our dear country at this very challenging time. The majority of Nigerians agree that our leader, Muhammadu Buhari, has redefined national leadership and brought exemplary discipline, patriotism, fear of God, and commitment to do the right thing to be on governance. On a personal note, I will be interested to hear the author tell this distinguished audience how he got Mr. President to agree to sit through lengthy interviews or even to speak at all. The subject of this biographical work is reputed to be a man of very few words and certainly not one to want to draw attention to himself. Depending on the direction and point of contact with this noble gentleman, President Muhammadu Buhari is variously regarded as either naturally an introvert or an extremely private person or both, even to those who are privileged to be regarded as close to him, either in official or private capacity. Professor Panden's success in getting him to speak at all is a matter of infectious envy. Our committee therefore regards this scholarly effort as a significant breakthrough in unraveling and unveiling the vintage Muhammadu Buhari, and for this we are grateful to the author and salute his doggedness and accomplishment. We are equally very grateful to our national leaders, elders, statesmen, traditional and religious leaders, members of the diplomatic corps and scholars, and all those who graciously gave consent to attend and share visions, experiences, and lessons on the challenges of leadership, particularly in our country. You have offered us all the opportunity of direct insight to the challenges of leadership, both here and perhaps in other jurisdictions, particularly as it affects the social economic development of Nigeria and improvement on the lives of our people. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, as we acknowledge Professor Pandem's accomplishments, I believe these pioneering efforts will galvanize further in-depth study into the commendable leadership attributes of Mr. President. The holy books, the Quran and the Bible, teach us that God does not make mistakes and that the Almighty knows the end from the beginning. This realization perhaps explains the rigorous training and metamorphosis that the young Muhammadu Buhari underwent in his journey through life, up to and including his destined onerous task of leading Nigeria in these challenging times. He appears to have been specially molded for this season. His lifelong experiences and training as an officer, military commander, GOC, federal minister, military governor, military head of state, and his stubborn presidential bids that eventually paid off the fourth time. Coupled with his famed personal discipline, clear-headedness, and tenacity of purpose have all combined to give Nigeria the gift of a leader for this difficult time and season. Without doubt, President Muhammadu Buhari has seen it all, and the result is showing in the consistently positive and inspirational leadership that he has shown our country since he took office. Distinguished guests, as I welcome you all to this historic and epoch-making book launch, I say good morning once again. Thank you for listening. God bless you all. Thank you.